So now let's go to Canva. Alright, so when you go to Canva, you may be directly logged in like I am, but I'll go ahead and sign out so that, okay, because you can click on education and you could sign up with Google or sign up with an email. I have my work email, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Alright, and then this is what it looks like. Here are some of the designs that I've been working on. So I can, it says create a design. I could click here or I could click on the infographic. So I'm going to click on the infographic, and then these are free layouts on the left. So there's a lot of color choices. If you go through, you can see, all right, this one might be complementary. This one might be more of that monochromatic. So I'm going to scroll down, and you see most of them say free. Some of them do not. So I was going to just show you what it means if it's not free. Okay, so like this life cycle butterfly has a little money sign. So I can click on the information and it'll show me that, okay, the leaf is $1, the caterpillar is $1, butterfly is $1. So if I was interested in that one, I can click on it. But if I didn't want to pay for it, I can just delete the images that I have to pay for. Okay, and then if I wanted to and I click download, I can save it without being charged. Okay, and it downloaded right here. So if you like one of these that is paid, you still can use most of it. You just have to find something to take the place of the other icons. So the template I like is this one, being a blood donor. I like this monochromatic look. So I'm going to click on this, and then there's two options. The two means there's two versions of it. I'll click on the version with the people icons. Okay, I'll go ahead and replace. So here's my infographic. It says unsaved changes. So here I can give it a title. So I could call it Obesity Facts for Webinar. Okay. And then I can go ahead and start editing it. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I like this layout a lot. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put what you need to know. And then in here, I'm going to choose childhood obesity facts. And you'll see that my font was a little big and it doesn't fit quite the same. So what I can do is I can change the font up here. So right now it's at 24 and I'll change it to 21 and it looks pretty good. So that's how I change that. Now it just so happens that I've done some research on this, so I have some things that I want to enter into my infographic. So the first one is the risk factors for obesity: genetics, neighborhood design, sleep duration, eating and physical activity behaviors. So I'll go to my infographic and I'll change the heading here, risk factors for obesity. Okay, and I'll still make it a little bigger. Okay, and then I'll just put them in. Genetics. Whoop. And then if you do move something, you can always do a Control Z to undo or click undo up here. Okay. Hood, design, safety. Short sleep, duration, physical activity, and eating. Okay. All right, so I've got those in, and now I want to choose icons to put in each of these circles. So here, if you go to elements, you've got different kinds of elements: frame, shapes, illustrations. So I'm going to click on icons, and then I'm going to search for what I'm interested in. So I'm going to search for genetics. Okay, and there's a good looking icon. Okay, Okay, so then I've got my icon there. And then let's try neighborhood design and safety. So I'll put in neighborhood. Okay, so here's my results for neighborhood. They don't really fit the style that I'm looking for. So I'll try to just dumb it down and go more basic. So I'm going to search for a house. All right, and here's a house that's free. So again, many of these are paid, but I'm most interested in the ones that are free. All right, so it's this giant house, but I can, resize it down to the size that I think would look good for my infographic. And then for these icons that I'm getting rid of, I highlight them and press delete, or I can highlight them and hit the trash icon on the upper right. Now this guy is green, so if I click on it, it shows up green here. And here are my document colors, and you think, oh, I might want to choose this black, but that black is kind of a softer black. These icons typically come in a true black, so the true black is here. So there, I've got the true black. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, next I want to put a fact in this area. So let's see. So here's a fact. Okay. All right, and I like the size of these blood vials, so I'm going to keep that while I'm picking what I'm going to put in here. So I'm going to choose the person. I'm going to do person. And I like this one. Okay. So I'll scale it down. Okay. And then I'm going to change the color of it. And I want it to be the red color. And then I'm going to copy it. So I can click copy and I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 copies. I'll go ahead and delete these. And then I'll space these out. So when you're moving objects in Canva, it'll show you these guidelines so that you're able to space things. And you can measure them as much as you want. I'm just gonna line them up. Okay, and then if you remember from uh, the design basics, I want to highlight one of these. So I'm going to highlight this fourth one and make it a different color. So I'll make it this gray color. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now in this section, I'm interested in putting in a graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the background color here. And I'm going to go, you think you might want to choose this, but that's not white. That's choose any color. And it's a really detailed color wheel. So you can get all kinds of colors across from each other in there. So you can keep that in mind, or you could write down a color code if there's something you really like, something that's consistent. Okay, so I'm interested in white, so I'm just going to click white. And then I'll go ahead and delete out these other parts. All right, and what I have is I found this chart and I liked it. It is the percentage of youth and adults that are obese over time, but it doesn't really fit what I'm looking for an infographic. It's not like a quick graph. So I took data points from that and created a graph in Excel and chose colors of red and black so that it would fit with my theme of my infographic. So if I want to use that, I can click on Uploads, and I can click on Upload Your Own Images. And I'll click on my chart, click Open, okay, and it's loading. Okay, and now it's loaded, so I can drag it in, and I can make it just like that. All right. And the last part is, so you could do something similar here. I have one more fact that I collected that I'm going to put in. So this this last fact is, all right, so this is the number of overweight or obese infants and children. Okay, so I like that number. So the number went from 32 million to 41 million. So remember I talked about, using a big font to highlight something. So I can go to the text and I can do add a little bit of body text. I can drag it down where I want it. And I'm resizing it here. All right, and I'm going to do the 41 million. And then from another infographic, I, I saw a font that I liked. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look for the font. Okay, it's called Nor'Wester. I'll click on that. All right, that looks pretty good, but I'm going to make it even bigger. So I'll try 32. Yeah, I like the look of that. And then if I want, for the font color, I can click on this color box and I could choose something, maybe a red that kind of matches the red in my graphs. And it kind of makes it pop. So there I've created my infographic. Now if you're doing this for an assignment and you want to add in some citations, you can click Add New Page and you could just put your citations there. So you're going to want to add a text box. So I'll grab this text box and then I'm going to paste in my citations, and they're pretty big. So I'm going to highlight this and I'll choose, something smaller for my citations, like an 8. Oh, that guy snuck down there. And I'll make it wider. And then I can make it so that it's left justified. Right. Okay, so now I've got my citations in. And now I want to download it so that I can print it. So print it or share it. So you can click on download, and it recommends a PNG, so that's an image file, or you could do a standard PDF or a print PDF. So I'll do the PNG download. And it's got a little progress bar and inspirational quotes. Okay, and then here it is. It's in a zip file and it's got both pages. So there's my infographic. So I hope you found this webinar helpful. If you have more questions, you can contact me directly, Cynthia Kramer from the library, or you can contact the library and via chat, phone, email, and we can help you. So thank you very much, and thank you for supporting the library.